Scorpio.
Hello Scorpio, this is your forecast for February 2013, and the planets are lined up for a lot of fun for you this month. Let me tell you though, you have had a stellium moving through your fourth house of family, roots, the past, and things that are important to you in your everyday life. And it's been a wonderful time for you here in January. And it's very rarely that we see what we call a stellium, which is a bunch of small little planets kind of traveling together in one area of your chart. It allows us, though, to focus on this area that is important to us. And you've had that through January, so you know what I'm talking about, this very strong focus. Now, it's moving from the fourth house of home and family into the fifth house of true love. So get ready for it. It is going to be an amazing month for you. Very, very romantic, and I will be telling you some of the dates to look out for. However, though, fifth house is also children. So for many of you, you will see that this focus now, since all of them are kind of traveling together, they're trying to get your attention onto a child or all of your children, or even the concept of wanting to conceive a child. It's the best time of the year for many of you to conceive, so good luck with that. But for others of you, we have this constellation here between Mars, Pluto, and Saturn this month, which is really a workhorse, okay? It's really wanting to give you a pinpointed focus down to this area here with children. Saturn gives you the drive and the ambition to come and conclude something. And it's like you're feeling you might have a deadline to catch, whether that is a physical date for a deadline, or it might just be that impending feeling within that you need to do something now within a certain time. And Pluto is giving you all the oomph, all the touch you need to get there in your house of communication. So you will be communicating that much more directly, pinpointedly, with your authority of Saturn within yourself coming from the first house. So this is you, Scorpio, really giving it your all, and then pointing it to the fifth house where Mars is for your children. So there might be something here that may conclude itself. Now another scenario, fifth house is also house of creativity and hobbies and things that you love to do. So you might have a very creative project that you're working on, and there may be a deadline for it. And I'd like to say, please do try to complete it here. These three planets are helping to push you to get it done. And why? Well, let me tell you. Saturn, which you're going to be needing to achieve this, is going to go to sleep here a little later in the month, on the 19th, only 4 days later. So it's like, I see you kind of pushing towards this deadline, and then you're going to fall back and go, now I can rest. And Saturn will be asleep a few months. So if you don't get this completed at this time, you may experience delays to way out in summer. Saturn normally takes 4 or 5 months before it goes direct again. So if you do your work right at this time, then you will be able to enjoy that break. If you don't get it concluded, you will experience a little frustrations and a little heaviness throughout these next few months, because it's going to be that much harder to get it concluded, and there might be outside circumstances kind of pushing in, expecting you to get it done, but Saturn's not there with you. So that will be frustrating, okay? So focus. And on the 15th, I see this incredible, intense phase. If Mars is dynamic, think about Pluto as being nuclear. So you put these two together, I mean, and then Saturn's oomph. You can move mountains here on the 15th. So pay attention to that day. I think it's going to be good. You're going to love it. And you Scorpios, you have a strong will and you love drive. So let me tell you, you're on overdrive this month, the first half of the month. And then trying to balance it with everything going on with your true love, because all of these little planets now are moving into this area of love and romance. And some of you Scorpions might meet a new partner, and in that case it's going to be extremely Neptunian. And let me tell you why though. Mars is going to do the dance with Neptune on the 4th. So we're starting off top of the month here with something that's extremely giving, feeling, sensitive. It's like blowing warmth into your heart chakra from your partner. And I see how you're receiving it, because Mercury at the same time is entering into Pisces, which will, that's like a double whammy, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So now you have both Mars, which is action, and Mercury, which is your mind, really focusing on this Neptunian beauty of spirit and soul. So it starts off on a good note, and then just to be really excited by something unexpected the next day there on the 5th, Venus is going to have a beautiful angle to Uranus, which can bring unexpected surprises into being. And so this is something right after this heightened awareness the couple of days before. It's like you're just having this beautiful takeoff here early February. This surprise, where can it come from for you? It's within the family and co-workers on the work scene there. Not necessarily your career, but your day-to-day routines, how to plan it, how to schedule it. And if it's in the home, it's more like, okay, maybe your routines at home will suddenly lighten up. There might be some good news that can help you elevate the pressure that has been on there from that Saturn. And then we have a beautiful extra surprise, which is Venus and Jupiter coming into play. Also, once again, it's from your 4th house and Jupiter in your 8th house. So if you've been looking for some funding, or you've been looking for some external organization to come in, well, then you should have some good news on that day. Venus is what you cherish, it's what you love, and it's something you've been working for in your own inner foundation. Now can just be supported by Jupiter that will fling open that door and allow that to kind of just start moving. And it's nice because Jupiter now is on your side. It has been sleeping since October, where things just kind of went dead on you. You know, we always count on Jupiter being the biggest planet too. It's got that gravity force of moving us forward with optimism and enthusiasm. So you might have felt that some of that just went haywire, just fell out the door, so to speak. But it's coming in this very area of your 8th house. So somehow, somewhere, you're going to be granted, I can't say necessarily, it could be money, it could be commissions and royalties, it could be a bank loan, but it could also just be some entity organization that will allow you more freedom to loosen up whatever this is at home. And it could tie in with children as well, since all the planets are moving into that area. You'll see what it is when we get into it. And then we have Mars, Saturn, Pluto on the 15th. That's the goal that we're talking about. Very, very important date for you. Once that is done, you can take a honeymoon, because the Sun is moving into Pisces of love and heartfelt feelings, and once again, that's your 5th house. So time to recreate and spa yourself, take some time off with your partner, do things that you haven't had much time to do. Mercury is going retrograde on the 24th, so you don't want to sign any important documents or papers at this time. And especially if this has to do with the project you're working on, get everything signed off before that date, because it's going to be like 3.5 weeks or so before Mercury will turn direct again and be on your side. Yeah, we don't want to mess up things. They're under a Mercury retrograde. We'll have to redo it anyway if you do. And then Venus joins the crowd of all the other happy little planets. They're in Pisces on your 5th house on the 25th. And the end of the month ends on a very romantic note. Pretty much how it started. You remember we were talking about Mars and Neptune together there, and now it's Venus and Neptune. So you get a double whammy thing, and you get a triple whammy because it's also in the sign of Pisces. So I don't know, you're going to get a doses here this month that you so deserve, Scorpio. And I'm excited to see what March is going to bring up for you. And I will see you next month. And do listen to your moon sign and your rising sign if you know it, just so you get a little bit better scope on what's going on there for you, because that will also pertain to you equally as much as your solar scope. Bye for now.